Thea, Ariel, Isa, and Henrik, Frankie, the others, and JoJon number 1. Let's go, go, go on a big world adventure. Let's go, go, go. Explore with JoJon and his friends. Let's go, go, go and meet new friendly faces. Just don't lose your backpack. Again, big world, big, big adventures. JoJon and friends, big world, big adventures. Alright, before I start this video, allow me to introduce myself. I'm JoJon and I'm 11 years old. I'm an immigrant from the Philippines and we just moved to America and we live in the state of Texas. I'm a new YouTuber here and this is my first video. I hope you like it so far. Anyway, I'm sure you're wondering why I called my channel JoJon. If I'm gonna tell that story, I'll have to tell you this story. Back then, I was not that much of a theater kid. Just like to chill around, typing on the computer, and bouncing my leg repeatedly and repeatedly. So, Mom climbs up the stairs, barges into my room without even knocking, and then she tells me this basic conversation. You should go outside more, see the world, make more friends and all that stuff. Yada 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 yada. And I'm like, meh, whatever. Then after a few hours, maybe like 3 p.m. or 4 p.m., I leave my room, I go down the stairs and try to find some snacks. This is like a daily routine in my life. Anyway, I go back to my table, sit right down, and eat some snacks. And that was when I realized my mom's phone was over there. And then I saw it. The advertisement for Suzical. I looked at myself. I looked back at the phone, remembering how I've always wanted to be part of a play. I was so happy I could have exploded. Luckily, there was a nuclear bomb above my house to finish the job. Just kidding, there is no nuclear bomb atop my house. I would have already been arrested. Anyway, moving on. After we got to Central Block, I ran like the wind to our Tooth Cans practice. I didn't know where it was, so I was really guided by my mom. Now, I didn't know where this Central Block place was, and neither did my mom. But luckily, thanks to Waze, we found our way quickly, and yeah. Anyway, I didn't want to be late, but I was late anyway. Anyway, when I got in, I noticed 5 other people in the room, not including our teacher, Miss Van, who's the melon in the bright pink dress and the brown puffy thing that looks like a parka. By the way, her name was Miss Van, and she was only our teacher for like 2 sessions. So let me introduce you to all the friends, my close friends at Tooth Can. So this is Ariel. She is kinda sassy, like her role in Suzical, the sour kangaroo. At first, I thought it was love at first sight. I mean, I wanted to be with her. I wanted to marry her. I wanted to stay with her for the rest of eternity. But when she told me she couldn't marry me, told me she was a lesbian, I don't know if that was a joke or not. Well, I just died in my heart. I was so sad I could have exploded. And I did. But that's the old me. Telling other people that I'm going to marry them is all just water under the bridge now. Now I'm a respectful and law-abiding kid. By the way, Ariel currently lives in the state of Hawaii. But that doesn't mean I'll never stop finding her. This is a message to Ariel. No island is safe for you. No cave, no rock, no anywhere. I don't care if I have to search the 7 seas, race through the desert sands, I will go everywhere to find you.
And I shall hunt you down in the end. Just you wait.
Next up is Fia, and she's a really, really nice friend. She has the same role as me in Suzuko. I'm like basically JoJo. So sometimes we swap roles. She took the first 2 shows, and I took the last one. Next up is Frankie. She may just be 8 years old, but we're friends. We are not in love, and this goes to all the 4th graders in St. Benedict Childhood Education Center. Since last year, when we were 3rd graders, we've been together, but that does not mean we are in love. Well, she doesn't have a real specific role. She's part of the ensemble, which means she can become like different characters. And so she's like sometimes, let me just put her roles in a list. Number 1 is a Who, number 2 is a fish, a military academy student, and a Grinch Christmas performer. Moving on, we have Henrik. I don't know much about him, but all I know is that he probably plays badminton, like me. I only theorize this because I saw him holding a badminton racket. No, my mom saw him. And I know this is tennis, but Melon Playground hasn't actually put badminton in their sports category. So, yeah. Lastly, we have Isa. She's friendly, she's nice, she's beautiful, and sometimes she goes out with Fia and Ariel, like most girls do. Anyway, back to the story. So, Miss Van was replaced with Miss Sarah, and she's actually kind of nice, like all the other people I saw at Tutoring Nights. And that, my friend, was the real deal. We sang, we danced, we marched, and after a few months of performing inside a small room, but big enough for a lot of kids, we went to the theater we were going to perform in. The space was too cramped and all of us couldn't fit in. As you can see in this diagram, I added so many tomatoes and they all lost their heads. I mean, not including Thea. And if I add even more, like this Henrik, I mean, so many people are falling off. And if I add even more, if I add more and more characters, they're all just gonna die or just be snapped. Yeah, to sum it up, there isn't enough space. Fortunately, we found something big enough to fit all of us. And when I say all of us, I mean all of us. We kept practicing there, and then the time came for the big play. But I'm not going to show you any of the backstage drama. Instead, I'm just gonna summarize the whole story. So I just stroll in as casually as possible. Then I noticed this weird hat. And suddenly, out of the blue, a random cat just comes up. And he takes the hat and kind of wears it. Then we sing a song about the importance of pondering life's mysteries and all that blah blah stuff. Then enter Horton, who somehow finds a speck of dust yelling, "Help, help," over and over again. He thinks it's some random tiny world. And wait, where is it? Where's the sticky bomb? Where's the sticky bomb I'm using as a spare for the speck of dust? Because there is no speck of dust in Mountain Playground. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Sorry, people. But we are experiencing technical difficulties. Needless to say, well, he caught the speck. The
The sour kangaroo thinks this is all nonsense and starts beating up Horton, shaming him and all that stuff, while an entire crowd joins in. But it turns out Horton was right. There really was a tiny world. It was called Who, and the Whoville citizens, or the Who's, they all live happily in their tiny planet, but still they have some problems. War between Butterside Up and Butterside Down. We're on the Butterside Up side. And there's also the Truffula Tree problem. It's in the song. So then I enter the story, my parents come along, and they tell me to think normal because my thinks aren't going that well, my teachers are getting mad, all of that nonsense. Yeah. Take a bath, go to bed, think some normal things. This whole time, and I've never listened to it. Oh, hold on, gotta do some quick medical procedures. Hold on, let me try this. Oh, forget it. Well, I learned that my new friend the cat would make things worse, like a torture machine. And while we're at it, please enjoy the satisfying ASMR of me being tortured by a torture machine. Anyway, while I'm taking a bath, I sing this random song about my bathtub probably being a river to the sea where there's lots of fish and all that yada yada stuff. I get reprimanded by my parents again, and I am sent to the military. By the way, I should clarify the names of the other actors. Horton is Clark or Coco. There were two different actors for different shows, like me and Thea. Then there's Mr. Mayor is Vince, and he's also my dad. And my mom is Isha. I forgot what the way you spell that, and they're not even my real parents. They're just the theatrical ones. That night, Horton and I have a hearty conversation together and cut to Gertrude, whose real name is Judy. At least in my show. Anyway, Gertrude is advised to go to some random doctor to get a longer tail because she hated her one feather tail. And she gets it. Enter the Wickersham brothers. 5 people in business suits. The ones in the business suits that I made because there are no monkey suits. In the book, there are actually more than 5. I don't remember any of the names except Mao. And the whole leader of this bunch, if I were to pick one, is Grant. He's the only one who wears sunglasses. Man, he looks cool in them. He looks amazing in them. They take the clover and there's a whole big chase coming on. Horton suddenly finds the clover on a clover patch. And it's really, really big, so Horton rushes everywhere to find it. Then Horton sits on an egg for forever. Then he is shipped to New York and goes on a circus. Maisie, she was in Palm Beach, and then suddenly she saw a flyer for a circus, found Horton, and gave him the egg because she regretted her life choices as a mom. Okay, the good news is I ran away from the military. The bad news is I ran into a minefield. I'm disappointed to say I died. Psych! I'm actually alive. And I realized my parents But then our planet died.
Psych!
Or should I say,
Yup!
okay, you guys are so easy to fool. Except for my tin cans friends. They know the whole plot. My loud yop reverberated to all the people who wanted to boil me in acid. Or should I say all the animals who wanted to boil me in acid. And our entire planet was saved. Things were allowed again in the Who universe because they were banned when my teachers reprimanded me. And then, sadly, it was time for the letting go. But then, a few months before we moved to America, I was like, ooh, idea! Well, I planned on making a YouTube channel when I got here because we were already planning on that. I mean, it was like a combination of the word JoJo and the word John, which is my first name. So yeah, boom, JoJon. So that's the end of this video, and that's how this channel came to be. Join me on my next video. I don't know when I will post it, and I don't know what I'm gonna talk about yet. I don't know if I should give credit, but anyway, thanks to the people who made Metamorphabet, Melon Playground, and Thomas and Friends Big World Big Adventures. Well, I think it was Mattel because they were the ones who owned Thomas and Friends at that time. So yeah. Also, I'd like to give a big shout out to all my friends back there in the Philippines. I miss you all, and even though I am in America, I will still have you in my heart. Also, I had another musical, but that's a topic for later on. Anyway, bye.